Welcome to the December edition of the Growing Chatham podcast from North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center. I'm Tiffany Hancock. Thank you for tuning in to our final podcast of 2023. Stay connected with the latest happenings at the Chatham County Center and beyond with the Growing Chatham podcast. From holiday shopping to festive gatherings, there's never a dull moment during this busy season. There's also plenty of activity to keep up with at the Chatham County Center. So let's explore what's happening this month. To access all the links, stories, and videos mentioned in today's podcast, you can visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Here are some general updates from our office and our community partners. Please be aware that our office and other county offices will be closed on December 25th through the 27th, 2023. And again on January 1st, 2024. We would like to extend our warmest wishes to you and your loved ones for a joyous holiday season. North Carolina MedAssist, dispensing hope for the uninsured. Free over-the-counter medicine giveaway is coming up Saturday, December 2nd, 2023 from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Chatham Middle School at 2025 South 2nd Avenue, Siler City. So stock your medicine cabinet for free. Over-the-counter medicine items include cold, cough, flu medicine, pain relief, vitamins, and children's medicine. So stop by from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. for free over-the-counter products. If you want request specific medications, you can pre-order. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. For the online registration, you may pick up your pre-order during the event. Pick up items for a friend or a family member. No appointment or pre-registration is required. If you do not pre-order your medications, you can come by and shop for your free over-the-counter medications. All event participants will be able to choose up to 8 items while supplies last. This event is open to everyone. All North Carolina residents are welcome. No income requirements to receive products. No ID required. Must be 18 years old. This event will be held rain or shine. Brought to you by UNC Health. For more details, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the North Carolina MedAssist flyer, which is located under the general section of the Growing Chatham newsletter. Look for the free OTC medicine giveaway section and click on the flyer. This section will redirect you to the North Carolina MedAssist website, where you can access all the necessary information. The Chatham County Public Health Department is hosting a free webinar, Catch My Breath, Vaping Prevention Parent and Caregiver Workshop, Monday, December 11th, 2023, from 6:30 p.m. until 7:45 p.m. Tia Brown, Youth Health and Tobacco Initiatives Lead, Chatham County Public Health Department, will hold this free webinar. You can find out more and to register just by clicking on the Vaping Prevention Parent and Caregiver Workshop flyer in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Now let's turn our attention to the latest 4-H news for December. On October 30th, Chatham County 4-H members spent the afternoon crafting at the Chatham County Center, immersing themselves in everything autumn. The event was memorable, and we had a blast with some of our 4-Hers. If your child missed this fun-filled afternoon, don't worry, there's another one coming up. So save the date, so mark your calendars and join us for the Winter Program Day on December 15th, which is also a teacher work day. Stay tuned for more information regarding program specifics. Don't miss out on 4-H activities in 2024. Re-enroll online today. It's that time of year again. 4-H re-enrollment is now open. Ensure your active participation in the upcoming year by re-enrolling before January 15th. You can re-enroll by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. This holiday season, give your child a unique gift, a week full of adventures and hands-on educational activities. Chatham County 4-H will be returning to the Betsy Jeff Penn 4-H Educational Center from July 28th to August 2nd, 2024. Join us for our summer camp in 2024, where we will be exploring the 220-acre recreational property located near Reedsville, North Carolina. Our team of nurturing and capable camp staff will guide youth ages 8 through 14 through a fun-filled week of overnight camping and exploration. Your child will have the opportunity to participate in various activities and programs during their stay. So find out more by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. Just click on the summer camp link to access the details. Chatham County 4-H is celebrating the outstanding achievement of the North Carolina 4-H program. A big congratulations to the North Carolina 4-H horse program for all of their amazing accomplishments in Kentucky at the Eastern National 4-H Horse Event. The North Carolina 4-H team held 4 of our very own horseketeers. Kyra, Austin, Sarah, and Sam spent much of their time preparing and studying for this competition. It was very evident in their performances and results, so check out the results by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. Chatham County 4-H member Sarah Richardson is featured in Chatham Magazine. We are thrilled to announce that one of our talented 4-Hers, Sarah Richardson, has been showcased in the latest edition of Chatham Magazine. As the Horseketeers president, Sarah was recognized for her outstanding achievements, both on the horse and in the classroom. You can read the article in the Chatham Magazine by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. That's a wrap for our 4-H news, but don't go anywhere because Horticulture Extension Agent Matt Jones has shared some great information about Christmas trees, poinsettias, mistletoe, and running cedar. Perfect information for this holiday season. Purchasing a real North Carolina tree? There are many ways for people in North Carolina and around the country to enjoy a real farm-grown North Carolina Christmas tree. North Carolina State University has provided some great resources about Christmas trees, such as the environmental choice, the real Christmas tree versus the fake Christmas tree. Reasons why real farm-grown Christmas trees are better than artificial trees. Selecting the right tree. Table on post-harvest quality ratings for Christmas trees. Which species hold their needles better? Where to buy your real Christmas tree? The North Carolina Tree Associations and Choose and Cut locations. North Carolina Farmers Markets. Selection and care of living Christmas trees. You can access all of these resources by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina State Extension also shares resources about how to take care of your live Christmas tree. You can find information on tree care, such as tree care tips, when was your tree cut, freshness, fire safety, and your tree, review of Christmas tree preservations, Christmas trees at home, and Christmas tree keepability, because real Christmas trees quickly lose quality if handled improperly after they are cut. People who grow, sell, and handle or use real Christmas trees should know something about tree keepability. This is true of the consumer who may use only one tree each year, as well as brokers or growers who handle thousands of trees. Many publications have been written concerning post-harvest physiology, handling, and keepability of Christmas trees. Despite this, there is often ignorance of the subject, resulting in wasted trees, reduced tree quality, erroneous information, or dissatisfied consumers. You can read more in the Growing Chatham newsletter just by clicking on the link under the Christmas tree care section. How to choose the right poinsettia for you. According to Irv Evans, select plants which have brightly colored bracts and dark green foliage covering most of the stem. Avoid plants that have dropped their leaves, are wilted, or have faded, torn, or discolored bracts. This indicates the plants were not properly cared for, such as not watered, boxed, or sleeved, too long, or diseased, and the length of enjoyment of the plant will be dramatically shortened. Traditionally, the presence or absence of the true flowers, or cyathea, the small, round yellow parts located in the center of the bracts, has been the measurement of freshness. As the plant ages, the cyathea typically drop. However, many of the new cultivars have improved with cyathea retention, or there are few cyathea present, which limits the use of cyathea as an indicator of age. You can read more in the Growing Chatham newsletter. A touch of green in our dull winter landscape, running cedar and mistletoe. This article was written by the Durham Master Gardeners, Extension Master Gardener volunteer Wendy Diaz. During my winter hikes, I have noticed two evergreen perennial plants that are very prominent this time of year because their bright green color contrasts with the brown of the forest floor and the barren tops of leafless trees. These plants, of course, are running cedar and mistletoe, respectively, and are native plants that I became curious about after moving to the Piedmont, and so I decided to do a little research. Here are a few interesting facts about the running cedar. Because the spores contain a lot of oil, Native Americans used them during their spiritual ceremonies to produce bright light by burning them. Later, early photographers used the spores to create a flash of light before taking a picture. The Christmas tradition of using the plant as garlands and wreaths most likely began with the Victorians, who would wrap club mosses around their chandeliers and family portraits. At the present time, running cedar is considered exploitably vulnerable in New York State, and wildlife flower societies in Virginia and elsewhere discourages the use of running cedar for decorating. Here are some interesting mistletoe facts. Norse, Greek, and Romans had legends involving mistletoe, but the Christmas tradition of a man allowed to steal a kiss from a woman under a mistletoe can be traced back to the servants in the 18th century and gained popularity during the Victorian era among the serving class. Whether you're looking up or down, nature in North Carolina always offers something interesting to observe, even in the winter. You can access the full article just by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina State Extension Master Gardener volunteers assist pollinator research. As the perils facing pollinators continue to rise, many people want to know what they can do in their home landscapes to protect them. In addition to planting pollinator-friendly plants that provide nectar and pollen resources, how you manage your plants can increase or decrease their value to pollinators. This includes practices such as not spraying flowering plants with pesticides and how you can trim perennial stems. You can read more in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Now we're going to move on to Debbie Roos, our Sustainable Agriculture Extension Agent, to see what she has for us this month. Save the date for our 2024 Chatham County Spring Ag Fest. Chatham County invites residents to join us for our 4th annual Spring Ag Fest at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Spring Ag Fest is a celebration of Chatham County's agriculture, forestry, and natural resources. The event will offer something for everyone: livestock, exhibits, demonstrations, food trucks, and more. Livestock including cattle, sheep, poultry, goats, horses, rabbits, and more will be on display for an up-close look. We will have free pony rides for kids and a new section featuring ag activities for kids, sponsored by Chatham County 4-H. Indoor and outdoor exhibitors and vendors will highlight local farms, farmers markets, sustainable agriculture, agricultural support and advocacy, agribusiness, beekeeping, livestock, forestry, green industry, wildlife conservation, and much more. Visitors will get to meet Smokey Bear. Several food trucks will offer tasty options for lunch. This event is free and open to the public, so don't forget to mark those calendars. March 23rd, 2024, from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Chatham County Agricultural and Conference Center, so we hope to see you at the 2024 Chatham County Spring Ag Fest. North Carolina Ag Ventures Program Chatham County Farm Tour. North Carolina Ag Ventures is a North Carolina state extension program that provides grants to North Carolina farmers and community groups for new and innovative agricultural project ideas that will increase farm profits. This program is supported by the North Carolina Tobacco Trust Fund Commission. Each year, the Ag Ventures program selects a county to host a farm tour for representatives from the Tobacco Trust Fund Commission so they can visit visit some Ag Ventures Grant recipients. It's a great opportunity for the funding agency to see firsthand the impact the grants have on these farms. This year, Chatham County was selected to host a tour. You can find out more by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter and clicking on the link. Farm planning resources for new and aspiring farmers. This is an upcoming webinar. North Carolina State Extension offers a variety of resources and programs for new and aspiring farmers. Learn about these resources in this free webinar on Tuesday, December 6th, 2023, starting at 2 p.m. To receive the Zoom link, you must register. You can find the registration link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Our friends in Lee County are having an integrated pest and pollinator management deep dive workshop. This workshop is for new and beginning farmers, as well as seasoned farmers. Learn more about integrated pest management, diagnostics, insects, and diseases to help you on your farm. The workshop will be held on Saturday, December 2nd, 2023 from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The cost is $20 and lunch is provided. Registration is required. You can find that link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. We're going to move on over to the world of livestock, so let's find out what's happening this month. The North Carolina Sheep Producers Association Educational and Membership Annual Meeting is coming up Saturday, December 9th, 2023 from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Iredell County Center at 444 Bristol Drive, Statesville, North Carolina. Join other sheep producers for a fun day of fellowship and education. You can bring the whole family. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to be a North Carolina Sheep Producer Association member or even own a sheep to attend, but registration is required. $10 per person or $20 per family. Registration deadline is December 1st. So register today. Just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the flyer, which will redirect you to ncsheep.com. 2023 all-category pesticide classes are coming up. The Alamance County Center is fortunate to be able to be approved for 2 hours of A, B, D, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, O, T, X on 3 different classes for 2023. These classes will be hosted at North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Alamance County Center this year. There is no Zoom option, and each class will have a limit of 70 people. These classes will be held on December 6th through the 7th. 2 classes will be held from 9 until 11 a.m. on both December 6th and 7th, and the 3rd class will be held from 6 until 8 p.m. on December 7th. We have a different platform to register for these classes too, called Eventbrite. Think of it being similar to Ticketmaster or something like that. So click on which class you would like to attend. It will pull up a website that will allow you to register. Fill in your information and it will send you an email to confirm your registration. Please use an email address that you regularly check when you register. All further correspondence will come to that email. You can learn more about these upcoming classes and access the links to register by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina Farm School starts February 2024 in Randolph County. North Carolina Farm School is a unique strategic business planning program for aspiring new or transitioning farmers. Its mission is to increase the number of successful farms in North Carolina. Farm School is a blend of classroom activities and field days, one-on-one support to help you take the next step. Learn from a group of extension specialists, extension agents, and local farmers. Farm School for our region starts in February 2024 and will be based at North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Randolph County Center. Please see the North Carolina Farm School website for more details and to register by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter, where you can access the link at go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Dr. Ginger Cunningham is an avid tree lover, especially during the festive season when she gets to add a little sparkle to the trees. Speaking of trees, Ginger has provided some forestry updates for December. Save the date, Heirs Property Summit. Wednesday, January 31st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at North Carolina A&T University Farm Pavilion, 3020 McConnell Road in Greensboro. This is open to residents of Guilford and surrounding counties. Registration is free and lunch is included. North Carolina A&T and North Carolina State Cooperative Extension are working together to educate the public about heirs property. They are hosting 6 heir property summits across the state. Join them for a hands-on training sessions that will provide valuable materials and guidance to avoid involuntary property loss and protect and preserve family land for generations to come. Attend this hands-on practical workshop about heirs property. Learn about the origin and history of heirs property and estate planning and legal strategies to secure your land. Come to connect with the resources and other technical assistance, including some potential opportunities to listen from a panel who are dealing with heir issues. For more details, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter where you can access the agenda and contact information about this upcoming Heirs Property Summit. North Carolina timber prices in decline. Dr. Bob Barden from North Carolina State University Department Extension Leader in Forestry and in Environmental Resources noted that statewide timber stumpage prices for third quarter 2023 mirror Southwide timber stumpage price trends with decreases for 4 of 5 major product classes. Prices decreased for pine saw timber, pine chip and saw, pine pulpwood, and hardwood pulpwood. However, there was an increase in hardwood saw timber prices. Barden noted that the drop in pine prices and increase in hardwood saw timber prices are not unexpected. You can read more by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the link. Wildfire resources in North Carolina. North Carolina is finally receiving some much-needed rain to end a dry spell that had the unfortunate timing to coincide with the seasonal leaf fall in the mountains. Those dry leaves acted as fuel for wildfires, and over the past few weeks, wildfires have burned thousands of acres in the mountains, like the popular Drive Fire, which destroyed multiple homes in Henderson County, and the Collett Ridge Fire, which has burned over 5,500 acres. The high fire activity and high fire risk prompted burn bans, public land closures, and a declaration of a state of emergency by state officials. Although the current rain will be an enormous boost to efforts to control these fires and will greatly reduce near-term fire risk, we should use this moment as a reminder to make sure we are prepared for the next time we face dangerous wildfire conditions. It's often surprising for many folks to hear that North Carolina experiences some of the greatest number of wildfires in the country as compared to other states, coupled with the fact that we also have the most wildland-urban interface in the country. Wildfire risk is an important issue for our state. There are many resources available regarding wildfire in our state that can help you keep informed of current wildfire conditions, learn about wildfire, and take action to reduce your wildfire risk. Just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter where you can access the resources by clicking on the link. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Okay, let's move on to the home with Tara Gregory. Let's find out what she's cooking up for December. Expert tips for safe holiday appetizer serving. Matt Shipman of North Carolina State University interviews Dr. Ben Chapman, the director of Safe Plates Food Safety Extension and Research Program at North Carolina State University. We are going to learn how to safely serve appetizers at holiday gatherings from the expert himself.
So for the holidays, you're having people over, you're in the kitchen cooking, they're outside, probably already eating something so that they don't get restless. What are some things that you need to be thinking about in terms of the appetizers that you're serving? Like, particularly say like charcuterie or pickles, things like that.
So those types of foods are actually really lend themselves to being left out at room temperature for quite some time. If we look at charcuterie, like dry fermented sausages, salamis, prosciutto, those types of foods have a low water activity and actually allow them to sit at room temperature.
So low water activity means that they're pretty dry?
Yeah, really, really dry foods. Hard cheeses, another good example of something that you would see as one of these family gatherings that's sitting out at room temperature. Pickles is another one because of the acidity of them that I can leave them out at room temperature. So all of those are good choices to be out there. I think there are other foods that we can run into problems with.
Are we talking about like fruits or vegetables or other types of cheese, or what are we talking about?
Things that I'm worried about a little more are things like dips that are maybe mayonnaise based, and it's not the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise itself's got a pretty good level of acid, but when I start adding in other things, onions, meat, well, now we're in a situation where I'm changing the pH of that entire dish, and that could lead me into problems.
What about things that you might put on the table just to be prepared well before the meal is served? So for example, if you're putting out condiments like mayonnaise or something like that.
When I think about meal preparation beforehand, what am I going to put on that table? Condiments are fine, butter is fine, the rolls are fine. The only thing I would really not put out there is like a salad. And that salad, if it's there for 4 hours, could lead to problems with pathogen growth.
Right, and it would probably be pretty warm by the time dinner was served anyway.
Yeah, and it would be terrible.
Safely serving holiday appetizers can be seen on the Homegrown channel. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter under the At Home section. Family cooking class. Our first family cooking class filled up fast, so we added more. These classes will be offered monthly and are best suited for children ages 5 and up. Space is limited and registration is required for these classes. Registering for one class does not register you for every single class. Each child must be accompanied by an adult, but accompanying adults do not need to register. These classes will be held at Wren Memorial Library. Each class will be held from 4 until 5 p.m. December 13th, January 17th, February 21st, March 20th, April 10th, May 15th. These classes are free, but you must register for each class. You can find out more by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter, where you can access the link. Raising Good Eaters Feeding Strategies for Young Kids, Thursday, December 7th at 11 a.m. Join this virtual workshop to discover valuable tips, tricks, and feeding strategies that promote positive eating habits in young kids. You can find out more by clicking on the flyer, Raising Good Eaters, which will redirect you to the Raising Good Eaters Extension at Home registration page, where you can find out more information and register for this virtual class by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter at go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Administrative Assistant Brandy King wants to help you save your money this holiday season. 5 tips to manage holiday spending. The gift-giving season can leave you with a financial hangover in the new year if you do not have a spending plan. If the gift-giving season is more stressful than cheerful for you, don't panic. Get prepared. These tips can help you manage your spending this holiday season. Make a spending plan. Know how much you can spend on holiday-related expenses by making a budget. Then decide who you will buy gifts for and the amount you will spend on each person. Make sure to include other holiday-related expenses like greeting cards, gatherings, travel, office parties, holiday groceries, and charitable donations. Use cash instead of credit to make purchases. It's easier to overspend when paying with credit. Shop early rather than later. This can help you avoid overspending under pressure or needing to spend extra for expedited shipping. So go ahead and start buying those gifts today. Consider cutting back on the number of gifts you buy. Draw names with family and friends, or pool your gift budgets and make a charitable donation as a group. Choose thoughtful or practical gifts such as homemade food items, kitchen supplies, or gift certificates to a recipient's favorite retail outlets. It's easy to overspend during the holidays, which can leave you with a financial hangover in the new year, but making a plan now and sticking to it will help you avoid debt next year. To find out more, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. It's Ag History Time, and we are going to embark on a time-traveling adventure to the Norwood family farm. We are going to hear stories from the farm, Century Farms in Chatham County. This is a new series coming up in 2024. You can find out more about that in just a few minutes. So join me on this magical journey to Norwood Family Farm, the childhood home of Lenora Norwood Ingle and Britt Norwood. These siblings are going to act as our guides as we delve into the enchanting Christmas experience of their youth while growing up at the Norwood Family Farm.
Growing up on a farm afforded you opportunities you just don't have in a city or town. Getting Christmas trees, we had a good time after we grew a little older, and our mother taught school, so she didn't do a lot of preparing for Christmas until the last minute, and so she would get through school and then she would get ready for Christmas. They had more time out for Christmas then, so she would leave Britt and Mary and I so they could go Christmas shopping to get whatever we were going to get for Christmas, really. And that would either be the 23rd or Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve when they did, yeah.
And that's when we put up our Christmas tree. So after we got older, now I was like 13 or 14, 12 and 13, maybe they'd leave us by ourselves. Britt was always the one to chop down the tree, and so we walked all over the farm picking out just the right tree. And they teased me because I did want the tree to be as perfect as I thought it could be. And Britt
And then the Nora would say, well, the top of that one looks just perfect. So I'd cut the tree down, cut the top out of it. And, no, that doesn't look right.
And we did that. But that was fun, and I think about, just right here on the farm, we were able to go pick out our own tree. And then I remember doing that with our father. And our father liked holly Christmas trees, which not many people would have a holly tree for a Christmas tree. We didn't have many years, but one he liked to pick out a holly tree just the right size that had the pretty red berries on it. I was not as excited about a holly tree. I thought it ought to be like a pine or a cedar, but he really liked that holly tree. Well, as far as I can remember, we would try to get running cedar, and maybe not when I was younger. I don't remember Mom, but Dad. I remember Daddy bringing in running cedar sometime when we were younger, to at least put on the mantle, and that got to be. We just felt like we had to have running cedar, but truly the house was decorated. Christmas Eve. That we did it as we got older, but before we got older, we would bring the tree. They would get the tree, and we went to bed on Christmas Eve night. And when we woke up the next morning, the tree was all decorated and gifts under the tree. The tree was on the front porch. Yeah. And then when we woke up the next morning and came down the steps, the tree was decorated with gifts under it. It was just like magic almost. I think about it now, they must not have gone to bed at all.
Stories from the Farm, Century Farms in Chatham County, is a series focusing on century-old farms right here in Chatham County. Chatham County has a remarkable history, and the Century Farms series highlights this by focusing on farms that have been operational for over a century. Despite the challenges of population growth and development, there are still a few family farms in the area that have stood the test of time. Unfortunately, many others have been lost to history, along with the stories of those who worked the land. The goal of this series is to preserve and share the rich history of these farms, the land they occupy, and the families who have dedicated themselves to keep the family farm running.
The farm actually came into the Norwood family in the late 1700s. William Norwood moved here from Surrey County, Virginia to Northampton County. And he sold, when Chatham County was formed, he sold land he had in Northampton County and moved to Chatham County. And this was all part of the farm that he had.
Get a glimpse of what's to come in 2024. You can now view an exclusive sneak peek video of our upcoming project by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter and checking out the Ag History page. Preserve your Century Farm's history. If you're a Century Farm owner and interested in preserving your history, we're here to help. Get in touch with me, Tiffany Hancock, at 919-545-8304, and I'll be happy to assist you. The video is available in the Growing Chatham newsletter, so just visit the Ag History page by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1223. Ho, 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 I have to go. Yes, we've come to the end of Growing Chatham for December 2023. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Be sure to come back and join us in 2024 with new updates from our ag agents, programs, and more. Till then, take care. I'm Tiffany Hancock for North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center.